Now that I've gotten to spend some quality time with the Trakke Bannoch Pro, let's talk about it. Welcome, I'm John, and this is UnPack'D, a place where we unpack all the details about your favorite bags, EDC, and travel-related gear. And today, we're doing a follow-up video on the Trakke Bannoch Pro. Now, you're thinking, didn't you already do one? Yes, I did an initial reaction and walkthrough of the bag the day I received it. I was able to score the bag on launch day, and now that I'm a professional YouTuber, I have literally dozens of followers, and a few of them reached out to me and said, hey John, are you ever going to do a formal review of the Trakke Bannoch Pro now that you had it for a while? And I said, initially no, but since I had several people reach out to me, I said, that's a pretty good idea. And I do have real world experience with this bag. I've carried this bag every chance that I've gotten. If I'm not testing a backpack, I'm using this. You know, I've been doing slings lately, testing slings, so whenever time for a backpack, I'm grabbing this guy right here. I bet you're wondering, how can I reach out to a professional YouTuber and ask questions? There's two ways. You can subscribe and hit the like button for this channel and help support and help me grow my brand new YouTube channel. And the second way that you can reach out to a professional YouTuber is follow me on Instagram. Now, I post all kinds of EDC and bag related content, whether it's memes, whether it's my reels, or sharing projects from other makers and other bag releases that are coming out. So it's a good time over there on my Instagram. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram if you want more bag related stuff and an opportunity to reach out to such a famous YouTuber as myself. But yeah, so anyway, I've been carrying this bag every chance that I get. So today we're gonna do an actual EDC loadout. In my previous video, I did a travel scenario with packing cubes and all that stuff, and it fit quite a bit. But I wanted to load out the bag exactly how I carried it with my real loadout, and you know, go through the bag. That way, I'm not gonna do a full walkthrough again. I'll link the video right here. And if I haven't figured out how to do that by the time I post this, there will be a link in the description below. But I'm going to figure out how to put video links within the video, like Inception style. But anyway, I digress. So yes, we're going to do actual EDC loadout of what I really carry in this bag. And just for your information, I walk about 2 miles every single day carrying this bag. That's my commute in and out of the office is 2 miles. So I do got some time actually walking with the bag every single day. My loadout is approximately 21 pounds. It changes a little bit bag to bag, but on this particular bag, it's almost borderline 22 pounds. But yeah, so I'm not going to do the full walkthrough. We're going to do the full loadout. At the end, I'll give you my final thoughts on this bag, and then I'll show you how the bag looks on body. That way you can see what it looks like on me as I wore the bag. So yeah. And some of the other things that I didn't have on the other video was the personal item sizer box. So yeah, so let's go ahead and see if you're traveling with this bag, will it pass as a personal item on many airlines. So if you're new to this channel, what I have here is a box that I built. It's a personal item sizer box. Now it is 18 inches across, 14 inches high, and 8 inches deep. This is the most popular size used by airlines, not every airline. So I like to test the bags to see if they'll pass on most airlines. But always check with your specific airlines before you fly to see if your bag meets the dimensions. So most backpacks, including this one, is bigger than the listed size. It's 20 inches tall, I believe, and this one is only 18 inches. But as bags are compressible, you can kind of finagle them in there. So let's go ahead and see if the Trakke Bannoch Pro will pass as a personal item. So as you can see, with a little bit of persuasion, it could go into this personal item sizer box, no problem. You probably shouldn't raise any eyebrows with your airlines. It should fit under the seat just fine, as long as you don't overstuff the bag. If you overstuff the bag, you're definitely not getting in. So just something to keep in mind if you're traveling with the Trakke Bannoch Pro. So now I'm going to load the bag out with my actual EDC stuff that I actually carry with me every single day on my commute into work. Again, if you want to see the full walkthrough and layout and dimensions and all that good stuff of the bag, please see the link in my bio and check out my other video where I did the full walkthrough. But let's load it out with my real EDC. So I'm going to stick to the front camera today, no overhead cam, because the Bannoch Pro does open up. But despite being a top loader, it does open up almost like full clamshell style. And every time I open this bag, I still love this orange interior that Trakke uses. It's one of their signatures, but every time I load this bag out, it's just a joy. So I'm going to start with the laptop compartment here. Now, there's a reason I'm starting for the laptop compartment, and we're going to touch on that when I give my final thoughts on the bag. So I've learned using this bag, I'm going to want to start with the laptop. And to get the laptop in, you kind of have to load it at an angle and then twist in, kind of like, you know, ninja star it in there. And there's a, you know, it'll fit, you know, bigger laptops. This is a 14-inch Lenovo ThinkPad. But again, we'll talk about why I love that first at the end. I'm going to give my final thoughts. So laptop first. Next, I am going to load my lunch. Now this is the Bellroy Cooler Caddy Light. This is the 10 liter. This is the big boy. And I have my real lunch in here. Like I said, I do realistic loadouts on this channel. So I have my bananas, I have my drink, I got my large ice pack in there, and I have my meal prep down in there as well. So let's get that all situated back in there real quick. And I do have a review coming eventually on this new size of the Bellroy Cooler Caddy. This is the 10 liter. And how awesome this thing is. So I've been using this every single day for my lunch. Again, actual realistic loadout. So we're going to start right there. That's going to be the big boy lunch before you start fat shaming them. I got vegetables and fruits and stuff in there. I work 12-hour shifts, so I need to have stuff to sustain me for 12 hours. So right there, lunch. Right on top, I have my Evergoods Cat 2. In here, I have all my electronics, chargers, everything that I need for the day, spare battery, right in there. And I lay that just like that on top. Right on top of that, I have the Evergoods Cap 1. And here, because I have Invisalign, I make this kind of like my little dental kit. I have floss and stuff like that to clean my teeth, my retainer case, all that good stuff for the dental stuff. I like to keep this. It's easy to grab and go and clean my stuff up after I eat. So that goes right on top. And right up in this front pocket here, I keep my med pouch. Again, I did a full walkthrough of my med pouch. If you're curious on what I keep in my med pouch, I will also link that video down in the description below, just to give you an idea how and what and why I carry what I carry every single day in my med pouch. That's going to go right in that front pocket. So this is pretty much the main cavity here. The only other thing I add is a jacket. So when I'm normally loading this out in the morning before work, I stick to top loading. Everything just top loads. But for the sake of trying to show you what I'm packing in here, I got it open clamshell. But I'm going to go ahead and zip it up, just to keep the bag solid here. And right up top, I do pack a light jacket into the top, and as you want to see, that pretty much fills out the entire cavity. And the reason I pack a light jacket, even though I live in Satan's basement, South Texas, is because the office air condition is blaring cold, and I do get cold in there, so I keep a light jacket for the office in there. So that compartment is fully loaded out to the brim. Up front, you do have this front pocket here, and behind that you have the A4 pocket here. And this A4 pocket, I think they meant it for like documents or other things like that. I have a 10-inch iPad, and that fits perfect right in that pocket up front. And in this flat pocket, you do have a spot, you do have a key leash for your keys. I don't use it in this particular bag. I'll show you why later. But in this front pocket, you do have pleats, and this pocket expands, and I find that to be a perfect place for my EDC toolkit. Now, I will do a video on this eventually, but again, my real toolkit that I carry, this and stuff that I use, you know, I like to have on me. I'm not gonna lie and say that I use it every day, but there's definitely items in there I do use every single day. That's gonna go right up front in that pocket there. Fold that down, fold the lid down, and then with these beautiful Cobra buckles, I can secure the lid. Now, the good thing about this Bannoch Pro, it has this beautiful quick access pocket right on the lid, right in there. And it has that beautiful orange interior for contrast. And I keep all the basics up there. It's quite a bit of room in there. I know in Trakke's walkthrough, they said that they didn't want to make this pocket really big because they didn't want you weighing the lid down and doing all kinds of, making it deform and all that. But it's quite a big pocket, but I keep it simple. Keys right in there, AirPods, slim alpaca wallet, and my chapstick. Stuff that I want quick access to right up top. I love having that pocket, and I think this is one of the advantages, if you saw my other video against the store, why I like this bag a little bit more. That pocket is just so useful. And last but not least, I carry the 32-ounce mirror every single day. And while this bag is snug, you can definitely still get the water bottle in there. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and throw the bag on so you can get an idea of what it might look like fully loaded. Again, this is quite a heavy bag. Like I said, it comes in just under 22 pounds. This is my everyday load. And for reference, I am 5'10" for reference. And this is what the bag looks like on me. I can adjust it a little bit. You do have these wonderful D-rings here to make your adjustment here real easy. Then you have these strap keepers built in to kind of keep all that nice and tidy. So again, for reference, I'm 5'10". This is what the bag looks like on me, and it's got some weight on it. It's got some pretty good weight, and we'll talk about the comfort here in a little bit as we get into that section. But this bag is pretty cool because of that unique side access to the clamshell. So if I wanted to, I could swing the bag over, get access to the bag, and because you have it on both sides, doesn't matter which way you swing the bag, you can have access to this side or that side. So if you're left-handed, you're right-handed, you can still get to the bag. Pretty simple. Let me raise this table back up so you can see what I'm talking about. But yes, so having that ability to still get something out of your bag when you're walking is pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, if you do use the key leash, you're not going to be able to get to that because it's tucked behind here. Okay, so now that you know what the bag looks like on me, you can gauge for yourself what that will look like for you. But let's go ahead and talk about what I did and did not like about the Bannoch Pro and some final thoughts here. So some things that I really liked about the bag, I may have touched on my other video, but I really like the Cobra buckles. I like the material and I like the look and the premium feel of the bag, the wax canvas, and the little things about the buckles and stuff the Trakke did. Like for example, when you unbuckle these, it's sewn in, so these buckles aren't going to slam and scratch and make a bunch of noise when you unbuckle them. The little things like that, sewing them in, I mean, really nice little features. I do like that they use the web keepers are built into the bag. Really enjoyed the ease of using the D-rings down at the bottom for adjustment. And of course, again, I like all the beefy hardware. You have the Cobra ladder locks and everything here. I don't mind the traditional Trakke zipper pullers here with these metal hoops. I know a lot of people really dislike them because they jingle and jangle. That has not been the case for me. I still think that this is one of the sexiest bags that come out this year. I mean, you can disagree with me if you enjoy being wrong, but I believe that this is a great looking bag. The classic rucksack look, the dry finish wax, everything looks good. Now, I was having a little bit of a discussion with a friend about how he didn't think that this was office appropriate because of the look. And I beg to differ. I think that this is a very office appropriate looking bag. I mean, just the premium look of the dry wax canvas, the Cobra buckles, like nothing about this says, like I don't belong in a professional setting. I believe otherwise. I mean, your opinion may differ, but to me, I think that this is a great bag to have in the office. It's really elegant looking. Like I said, I still stand by my statement that I think that this is one of the sexiest bags so far released in 2024. Another thing that I really liked about the bag is the comfort. Again, my EDC load being almost 22 pounds, I found it to be very comfortable because of the width of the straps here. Now let's get the exact width because I don't have it on hand, but at the thickest part here, yeah, we're about 3 inches. So it's a good width on the strap. And even though that the straps aren't like super padded, I still find it to be very comfortable, you know, even with that heavy load. Like I said, a 2-mile walk with 22 pounds, you know, you get a sense for how the bag is going to feel on you. And I was overall surprised with, again, with the very minimal padding, the bag was still carried very comfortably. Overall, I would give the bag a very good rating on comfort. For me, and I guess my body, my torso length, everything carried very comfortably. Now, some things that I disliked about the Bannoch Pro, and we'll start with the laptop compartment. As you noted, or you may have noticed that when I did my loadout, I started with the laptop compartment first. And the reason I did that is because I've learned when using this bag, if you have your bag stuffed first, it's very difficult to get a laptop in there in the laptop sleeve. Even if it's a smaller laptop like a 13-inch MacBook Pro, it's still a tight fit. And then you have to kind of angle it in if you're using a larger laptop. Obviously the 13-inch will fit fine, but if you're using a larger laptop, you do have to play the little, you know, Tetris game to get it in there. But if this bag's fully loaded, it was super tight, super hard to get the bag, to get the laptop in the laptop sleeve. When I'm coming home from work, the bag was pretty much unloaded because I'm using it throughout my day. But let's say I forgot to put my laptop in first, I would have to remove my lunch or some other items from the main compartment just so I didn't have to fight getting the laptop in. So that was more of a, you know, a nuisance, not really like a, you know, taken away from the bag, but it's just kind of like a pain in the butt. You always got to remember laptop first and then load everything else out because it was difficult to put the laptop in. Another thing about the bag that I felt could be better, but also maybe not, is the back panel. So the back panel, there is no frame sheet. So having that laptop in there pretty much makes that your frame sheet and makes it super stiff. So you could really feel the laptop on your back if you are carrying a laptop. And for breathability, you can see we just have these 2 strips of air mesh. Now, the bag was warm and the bag did leave me with some sweat spots on my back. I don't think that that's necessarily a con, and here's why. Because I'm in South Texas and the last couple of weeks we've been over 100 degrees every single day, and I'm walking with this bag in the afternoon, almost at peak, you know, at the hottest time of the day. So even though this bag was warm and it did leave me with some sweat marks, I don't know what bag would have performed super well in 108-degree weather like we've been battling here in Texas for the last couple of weeks. So I don't want to I don't want to ding the bag for not being breathable, because like I said, what bag really is breathable in the kind of temperatures that I'm walking in? Again, even though I was walking in extreme temperatures, heat related, the bag was okay. Not the worst. Not the worst bag I've ever used. I've had bags run way warmer, but again, breathability wasn't the greatest. While we're discussing the back panel here, this is another thing that I wish Trakke would change on a future rendition of the bag, maybe an updated model, is adding some webbing along the straps for a sternum strap. For a 25-liter bag that's, you know, kind of marketed it as that blend between EDC and travel, and carrying the load that I carry, I would like to see the sternum strap. I talked about it in my store video. For me, anything like 20 liters and above, like I really enjoy having a sternum strap. Now, they do have 2 attachment points here where you can buy an you can purchase directly from them a sternum strap, but there is no adjustment as far as where it's going to land on your body here. So that's something to really consider if you really depend on a sternum strap. Or like me, I just, no matter what size of bag, honestly, I just like having a sternum strap. But for this one, I think you do need it after all. Like, I walk with it, it's comfortable, but just having that shoulder shirt up a little bit, it would be beneficial. So I did have an aftermarket sternum strap made that does attach to those loops, and I chose to go with the Cobra buckle on it, so I could match it with the bag, and it just attaches on those same attachment points as the track one does. So it snaps in right there, and you can hook it in on this side. And luckily for me, the sternum strap did hit in a spot where it was comfortable and I didn't need the adjustment like some people might need. Go ahead and put that on, demonstrate it for you. So that's it. This is where it's going to stay. This is where it's going to live. I don't really have another option. So if you're one of the ones that has to adjust it up and down, you're kind of SOL on that. With the heavy load, I would really want to see a sternum strap going forward. So will Trakke ever add one? I don't know. Maybe they'll stick to their guns like Gorux and no water bottle pockets, but that was one thing that I felt that the bag could really use is the sternum strap. And the last thing that kind of irked me about the bag is the top pocket here. Now, I don't know if you can really pick this up on camera, but it has this indentation in it. And when you're carrying the bag, I refer to it as the stingray. It reminded me of a stingray swimming in water. Is that this bag, just by the act of putting the bag on, you naturally get this kind of wing stingray effect. Now, I didn't notice it at first, but Eric from EC's EDC, he makes videos here on YouTube. By the way, check out his channel. He's he's making videos. He has a wide variety of bags. He's really knowledgeable in the bags that he's covering. So I'll put a link to his channel down in the description. So check out EC's EDC, another up and coming YouTube channel that's bag related, talking about different bags. Like I said, he's pretty knowledgeable. Give him a follow. But yeah, and so I had posted some photos online, and he had mentioned like, hey, that pocket dip right there, is that something that you can fix, or is it because I have the bag loaded out too much? And I found that whether the bag is empty or if the pocket's fully loaded, the bag still had this dip right here. Now again, doesn't do anything for function of the bag, and it's purely aesthetic. Purely, like everything still function as normal. That's just the way the bag looks. And I noticed that Trakke had posted a reel the other day on Instagram where they were advertising that the bag being back in stock, and they showed Alec from Trakke wearing the bag, and you can see that dip in the back. So I just think that that's just a characteristic of not just my bag, just the way all the Bannochs perform. Maybe just because the zipper or whatever it is, it just makes this indentation here. Again, doesn't mess with function. It's purely, just a thing that bugs me. Obviously, I can't see the backpack when it's on me, and I didn't even notice it. But now that I know that it's there, I always notice. No matter how much I, straighten up the bag before I load it up, I'm still going to have that at the end of the day. Besides some little nitpicking that I had with the bag, I still really enjoyed my time with the bag. I still really enjoyed carrying the bag. And like I said, I still believe this is still one of the best looking bags of 2024. If you're on the fence about getting this one, just know that I do feel that the 25 liter is a tad bigger than 25 liter. Again, I have no real science. I'm not doing a volume test. I'm just going with the eyeball and the feel. If you look at my initial video when I loaded it out for travel, like, you can fit quite a bit of stuff in here. So I feel that it's a little bit bigger than 25. So if this is something you want to use for EDC, keep that in mind. If you or carry a lot less than I do, though, you're going to have a lot more room. Luckily, the canvas is a little stiffer than some of the materials like Robic material. So even when it's not fully loaded, it still manages to keep some shape. It doesn't turn into a floppy mess completely. But 25 liters may be too big for you if you carry a smaller load. So just keep that in mind. I think it runs a little bit bigger, but I highly recommend the bag. Like I said, I feel that this is a great blend between, for me, EDC and travel. This is a bag that I can definitely swap out from a weekend trip to work. Obviously, you saw my EDC load works perfectly. In my other video, a weekend trip works perfectly. So this is a truly you know, utilitarian bag that I feel for me. Obviously your results may vary as you use the bag and what you carry, but I do recommend the bag. I believe like the comfort level is there, the look is there, the premium quality materials are there, everything's there for the bag that's going to make this, you know, a really good purchase. Even though the bag is on the higher end at $450, I believe it is a higher end, but you keep in mind, like I said, you're getting all premium materials. You know, there's like almost $100 in buckles alone. I'm sure Trakke gets a bulk discount for buying them in bulk, but still, I mean, like I said, the retail, just the buckles alone are almost $100 on this thing. So you are going to get a quality bag. One thing that I failed to mention is kind of like a con on some of the Trakke bags is they do require maintenance. And I talked about it in my store video that you will have to refinish the dry wax canvas, and Trakke recommends you do that every 9 months. So again, something to keep in mind if you do want to purchase this bag. If you take care of the bag, it will take care of you. Just like you changing your oil in the car, refinishing the bag, as long as you keep up with the rewaxing, this bag will, might outlast you, pretty sure. Overall, I'm very happy with the bag, and I'm sad that I will have to move on from this bag as I test different bags for the channel so I can bring you some more reviews, because I really do enjoy carrying this bag. I really love the look, I love the feel, I love the carry, everything about this bag. And I'm sad that in order to, you know, test more bags to bring you some more reviews, I will have to move on. I'm definitely glad that I purchased this bag, definitely glad I got to carry this bag. And I think this bag is a home run. All the updates that they did, including it making it bigger from the Bannoch, is fantastic. Because me personally, I could never carry the Bannoch. It's just too small. But the Bannoch Pro checked all the boxes for me, and this is still one of my favorite bags that I've tested this year. And hopefully they're keeping up with stock. They sell out, but they're back in stock quite a bit. Again, if you want to check the bag out, I always put the link to the bag that I'm reviewing in the description below. I am not affiliated, so it's not an affiliate link. I don't receive no kickbacks. I'm not affiliated with the company. It's just going to take you straight to the website. Thank you for listening to me bumble on about the Bannoch Pro here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, of course, subscribe and consider supporting me by checking out one of this videos over here or the video over here, and always appreciate it if you click that button right there. But I will see you again soon, and you know, just let me know in the comments what you think about the Bannoch Pro. Have you got one? What did I miss? Let me know in the comments. Well, anyway, I'll see you on the next video, guys.